Hi Barbie. Hi Barbie. Hi Barbie. Hey everyone, what's up? It's your girl Amanda, and today, as you can tell by the title, I wanted to give my honest opinion on the new movie Barbie. So I'm not sure if you all have seen the movie or not, but if you haven't, you might not want to watch this video just yet because there will be spoilers. So the Barbie movie came out, and honestly, I have a lot to say. So to be honest, I was rooting for this Barbie movie until I seen the movie, and let me just say, it was nothing like how I thought it would be. Now, we all have seen the trailer to the movie, and honestly, I really thought that we were going to be in this magical arena or magical place or town in basically Barbieville, where we just see a bunch of Barbies and everything is just beautiful, and we learn about Barbie, learn about her in her arena, and yeah. But to be honest, this movie was nothing like that. So let's jump into this review. So if you can recall, back in the day when Disney had a movie called Life Size, I feel like that was my version of Barbie. Hear me out. To be honest, this whole entire movie gave off life-size vibes. You have a doll who wants to be a real person in the real world with a real job, meaning of life, and I don't know, I just feel like this movie wasn't that great on authenticity. It just wasn't doing it for me. So one good and bad thing about this Barbie movie was that although they had a lot of inclusive Barbies, so you had Barbies with the head wraps, you had Barbies who were of color, you had Barbies who were of different ethnicities, different occupations. The movie only centered around the main Barbie, who was blonde and who was basically the face of Mattel. Being a brown girl, honestly, seeing that there were black Barbies that looked just like me, it did make me want to go see the movie. And I did go see the movie. However, I feel like that was bad advertisement because we only centered around the main Barbie. We didn't center around the Indian Barbie, the tennis Barbie, the flight attendant Barbie, the astronaut Barbie, the black Barbies, the Chinese Barbies, the Indian Barbies. Like, we only center around the blonde Barbie, and I don't mean for this to come off any bad way, but honestly, being a brown girl, I hoped for more. Now, one thing I will say I did love about this movie is the fact that they included someone who was wheelchair bound. Like I have always said, representation really matters. I cannot stress that enough. It doesn't matter what it is, whether it's a Barbie doll or mermaid, whoever. Representation does matter, and I wish that everyone would understand that. To those, who can't get that through their heads, representation matters so much when you have people who are in wheelchairs, like other little girls or little boys, or even adults, who are wheelchair bound. Seeing that they can still be included in things like that really does matter. Even being a woman of color, or even certain religions, certain ethnicities, like, representation can go so far. Now, one con I will say about the Barbie movie, as far as representation, is that I just feel like they played a type of game where they advertised there being black Barbies and different Barbies. Even in the beginning of the movie, they showed different forms of Barbies, different occupations. However, none of those occupations, none of those forms of Barbies really had a main or a semi-main role in the movie. It was mainly just the traditional Barbie and the traditional Ken, which I also want to talk about Ken as well. So in the movie, I really love how they talked about girls basically being able to have some form of a role model in a toy form to look up to be a teacher or a doctor, a lawyer, a astronaut, whoever. But one thing I don't like is that it was at the expense of men. I'm not the type to say like men should rule and girls should follow. However, I don't like the fact that they boosted women up but tore down men. I feel like in the movie, Barbie was just this everything, whether she was black, white, Puerto Rican, Asian, Chinese, Indian, it didn't matter. Like, Barbie was just Barbie. Barbie could do this, Barbie could do that. Barbie could run a mile in 10 seconds and Barbie would get praise. She would get the Nobel Peace Prize. But then you had Ken, and Ken was just like the ditzy hot guy who he's all muscles but no brains, and he can do this, but then like, it's just Ken, you know, and it's kind of like they expected Ken to fail almost, and I don't really like that. So there's a part in the movie where Barbie ended up being taken to the Mattel like warehouse or like CEO building, and in the building Barbie was told to just basically get back in the box. Now, to my women out there, I don't know how you ladies felt. However, I kind of felt like that was like put a female back in a box, you know, limit her with what she can and can't do, kind of like a controlling aspect. The reason why I feel like that is because nowadays we have laws and we have things that are going around where men are controlling women when it comes to abortion. And it's just this whole thing about what women can do with their bodies, but when a guy or when a male says she can or cannot do. So I personally feel like that was kind of very sexist on both ends, as far as like Barbie getting back in the box and doing what she's supposed to do, doing what she's told to do. But at the same time, I feel like this movie also talked down on men when it came to the Ken whole persona. Another thing that I didn't like was that Barbie used Ken as an accessory. A lot of people only know Ken because of Barbie. But if you recall, if you've ever seen Toy Story, Barbie meets Ken at the little daycare, and if you recall when Barbie was like being held hostage, Ken had so many outfits that he was modeling and that he was basically showcasing like his occupations, where Ken was an astronaut, Ken did disco, Ken did tennis or like played sports or whatever. And I just feel like we didn't get that part of Ken so much in the movie. Like, I feel like I seen Ken in the movie under a car. So okay, now he's mechanic Ken, but at the same time, when he messed up or when he did this or did that, oh, it's just Ken. So I really don't, again, like that part of this movie where we're building women up but at the expense of men, you know. And I'm not saying that everyone should be able to do everything. There are certain things that I do believe that are tailored more so towards women, like there are things tailored more so to men. However, I'm not saying that those things women can't do that men do, and there aren't things that women do that men can't do. So I don't really know about you guys, but when I first seen the trailer to this Barbie movie, I first thought that it would be tailored more so to children than adults. There was a couple of jokes in the movie that I was like, ooh, yeah, that's definitely an adult joke. And then there were some things and I'm just like, glad there aren't that many kids in here type of thing, you know. And I just feel like the movie just, it was a total opposite of what I expected. But maybe that's what I get for thinking different of this movie. But all in all, I will say, if you go see this movie, you know, you can have your own opinion. This is just my opinion and my take on the movie. I like Barbie, you know, she's a good character, especially in the Toy Story series. But in terms of like the whole Barbie film in itself, I don't really think I like the movie. But that is the end of the video. I hope you all enjoyed. If you haven't already, check out these 2 videos and hit that subscribe button if you already haven't, and join the family, and I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.